the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, the tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Earth 2 OMI crypto everything update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, bro. Hugs for everyone. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So just to, I guess, go over first, we do have that Veve drop today. That Veve drop, while the price is still very low, it's under 4/10 of 1 penny, and that means we're going to be a lot of burning. I said before, I said yesterday, guarantee we do 250 million only burn today, and that's something that you have a that's really good. And again, this is before you have the two times only burns, 3 or 4x only burns, which is what we're going to have each day. Now, would it make sense if they had a 2 or 3 or 4x only burn on days that they don't have drops? Probably not. I mean, we're only doing, like, let's say 1.5, 1.8 million only burn on those days. But when we have something like this on a big day, we do 200 something million, you're burning almost a billion OMI on those days. So again, that will happen. Very excited about that. And especially when we have, eventually we're going to have 2 drops each week. You know, probably one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. We're having one on Thursday. Orion Crypto Trader, I was just watching one of his videos like for 3 minutes because I almost didn't make the stream today. But what you have is a Alfred Kahn, and there's a lot of parallels between Veve and Earth 2. If you could tell by the thumbnail that Veve and OMI, you know, a crypto that was attached to NFT or attached to gaming, it took the least amount of hit during that whole dip, which says a lot. That says it's got a lot of strength, a lot of defense. The crypto is very good. And you can make the argument, well, you really couldn't dip much lower, where it had already dipped like 60%, you know, over the last, you know, month or so, a couple months. It's like, okay, yeah, fair point. But if you look at the entire crypto market in general, where everything on those 2 days took like a 50-60% haircut, and OMI kind of didn't. OMI kind of, actually it went up that one day, and it was just because of that one person spending less than $200,000, and it went up like 40-50%, and then it went back down. But yeah, for the most part, OMI just stayed steady. It's been there, and if Earth 2 had a crypto, that'd probably be the same exact thing, just because it's very stable. Again, you see not a lot of people putting in as much money right now in Earth 2. That's probably because we haven't had anything new happen in the last couple of months. We've had updates. We have updates on the 3D map. We've had updates on the heat map. Those are pretty cool. We've had the resource leak. So again, they give us little bits of information here and there. But I mean, as far as gameplay, as far as actual gameplay, you know, Phase 2 is ready to go. They just have to, they are moving along, giving everyone the credit cards, announcing the crypto, and then soon after we'll be able to get that done. So hopefully in the next couple months, we get that. Now, when I was talking about parallels, you have Alfred Kahn and Dylan Seo, people that were very big names before these projects started. And just a little quick history blurb, is that writers back in, you know, the 1400s, you know, 15th century, whenever Shakespeare was alive, I think that's around when he was, they would edit or proofread some of his plays. And as they would do that, as they were handed these plays, they would subtly change lines in his play and put in their own work. And what that means is like, okay, well, why would you do that? Because they knew that what they were proofreading, what they were working on, that writing from that man was so legendary that they were going to be remembered forever. And so far they're right. They are. And they did that. They didn't want any credit for it. They didn't want, you know, name recognition. They just wanted their writing, a piece of their writing, to be eternal. And it is. The same thing has been happening with Dylan Seo and Alfred Kahn. They knew that this is the future. You know, Dylan Seo obviously knew it with the Oculus Rift. His name's already cemented in history. But as far as virtual reality and virtual real estate, virtual land, it's a whole new ball game. is a whole new ball game. And don't say, I was like, yeah, I need to, like, again, he wouldn't attach his name to a bad product. Him being able to do this and help them out, he obviously sees something in it. He could have attached his name to anything that he wanted to, or sought after, but he didn't. He chose Earth 2, the same way Alfred Kahn chose Veve. Again, that's Alfred Kahn's legacy. Getting licenses, bringing him, and not just like, oh yeah, he got licenses for, I don't know, like kids cereal mascots. No, he got licenses for the biggest names in media franchise in the world. And him, again, reading the writing on the wall, seeing the future, says, okay, well, yeah, I did that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever, with all those licenses like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Nintendo, Donkey Kong, Zelda. He's going to do it here. Because, again, he sees the writing on the wall. He sees, like, yeah, this is the next big thing. He again, very sought after. He could attach his name to whatever he wants. He chose Veve because of what he sees. So that is something that gives me a lot of hope. Not that I needed the hope. It just gives me a lot of insight. It just gets me excited. Like, wow, this is this is incredible. So I'm going to now start taking questions. Enough of me monologuing. Moon says, first, hold OMI, homie, homie. Yes, absolutely. Chris Carter says, hey, hey, hey. Famlin's Cameron says, let's get this bread, boys. Let's get this bread. I hurt my shoulder, so I'm not going to be, my left side isn't going to be very good. I don't even know what I did. Oh, Lynn X, hey, how's it going, everybody? Freddie Mercury says, hello, Randy. Hi, chat. Hello. This is a great time to buy. And again, I was telling my friend Jason Mack the other day, if you don't know what to do with the money, like whenever it comes, could be the end of this year, you know, when there's 20 X's or, you know, 20 something X's, and, you know, you put in, let's say $1,000, which is a lot. Now you have $20,000. It's enough to buy a car. Okay, what do? Do you keep? Do you take profit? Do you, you know, take what you have while you have it? Because, again, what goes up must come down. At some point there will be a correction. I don't know when, I don't know where, but again, on the road to getting to, you know, $1, which will happen in, you know, let's say 5 years. Even if it takes 10 years, that happens very, very quickly. That time will pass anyway. Again, that's what I'm doing, buying and holding. So I recommend to most everyone is to hodl. Legacy of Bermuda says, yo, Rambo Randy, what's going on, guys? Ham's Cameron says, bro, the burn today will be more like 550 million to 625 million. Are you sure? I mean, how many NFTs are actually being minted today? Like, because I remember for the Dragon Lady from Tokidoki, is that racist? Say Dragon Lady? Anyway, apologize if I do. There is, that Ultra Rare only had 888 copies. I'm not sure exactly what Ultra Rare is going to be today, how many copies there are, or if there's going to be more. There probably is going to be more just because they have, again, a bunch of different things. And again, they're going to have more people that want Batman, my body, than Tokidoki, at least, again, here in the West. I'm not sure how big Batman is in the East, over in the Asian countries. I mean, they did make one movie where Batman was a samurai, so that we got that going for us. Alan Thompson says, get that bread, heck yeah. Maxwell Cook says, OMI is still so low, time to burn the crap out of it. You're gosh damn right. I can't wait. Excuse my foul language. Squad Shoto says, Gym Leader Randy, 100%. Can't wait. Nick Lucero says, hey dude, dropping in 50K this week into the market, half going to OMI. I am worried that Bitcoin might still bounce down to 20K before shooting up to 6 figures, but I'll do 15K a day. Okay, wow, so you can do 20 there and then 30. Okay, so 20 into OMI, 15 into Bitcoin, and then another day 15 into another into more Bitcoin, and that would equal the so that's 20 OMI right now gives you, towards $20,000 gives you what, like 8 million OMI or something like that. So keep it up, and again, I can't wait to put in more. I can't wait till these Pokemon cards sell, and I can put in more. But yeah, Bitcoin, to get down to $20,000 for Bitcoin, again, I said getting down below 42 is probably not going to happen, and it happened. It went down to like 29, you know, like the 29, 30K at one point. I was like, okay, well that's, but it was such a quick thing. It went from 35 down to like 29.9, back up to 35, literally in like 15 minutes. Like again, I was checking it while I was streaming, or even before I was streaming, but I came back from a run, I was drinking protein shake, I checked it at 35, and I checked it was back again at 35 after I got out of the shower, because in like 10, 15 minutes, it had gone down and spiked right back up. I think that is a support line, but if it breaks that again, and again, what you saw with that is those stop losses, is it gets low to a certain point, people are forced to sell. As they sell, it gets lower and lower and lower, because people are buying on margin, people are buying on leverage, and that's why there's blood in the streets. That's why you had people lose millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this gets me demonetized or not, I'm pretty sure people were committing seppuku on that day. People that lost hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars just because they were trading on margin, and all the Bitcoin that they actually had themselves, they had to sell in order to cover those losses. That again, I would never trade on margin, buy on margin, or anything. Those guys, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're no longer with us. Some people, because that happens normally anyway, each day. But people that, especially newer people that never got hit in the face before, never took a, like a punch. So that being said, that's why it crashed so quickly. I don't think that will happen again, because again, you have a bunch of people. You have Christian Lark. You have a bunch of these guys. BitBoy crypto trader saying like, "Hey, this is a perfect time to buy. Don't freak out. Don't freak out." Like Shia LaBeouf from Transformers, like, "Don't freak out." Saying, "Hey, this is not something you need to worry about. This is something that happens all the time. This is something that happens every cycle. It's something that happens multiple times a cycle." And all of them believe that we're still in a bull market here. It's just a wicked correction, which happens sometimes. And again, and a lot of this was sparked because of Elon Musk, a little bit from China, but it's from Elon Musk. Even the American sides like J.P. Morgan and Chase and Fidelity, all of them saying like, "Hey, yeah, big institutions are they're leaving Bitcoin and they're buying back into gold." And it's like, well, that's BS. Yeah, so definitely don't believe everything you read or hear. Obviously do your own research, but yeah, that's and just pay attention to what other rich people are doing. Not that I'm a rich people, but experienced investors, what they're doing, what they're afraid of. I'm more afraid of newer people that are experiencing like 30-50% loss, and then them going, doing something stupid because of that. So, yeah, if Bitcoin goes down there, great, I'll buy as much as I can. If not, no big deal. Bamboon's Camping says, yeah, there are 40,200 NFTs today. Oh my God, total 2,061,598. Yeah, we're gonna burn a lot. We are gonna burn a lot of heckin' OMI. I don't know what the prices are for these NFTs. Oh my God, that's so freaking much. Are you sure? Are you sure? That's a lot of NFTs. Wow, those they must have a bunch of commons. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Wow, good work, Family's Camping. Good detective work. Steve McCree says, "Hey Randy, when this month do you think they will announce the new OMI exchange? After Batman drop or the end of the month?" It'll be the end of the month. Probably another 10 days, so a week and a half. And again, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm really hoping I can get all this money before they go on that new exchange. But most likely, again, don't think like, oh, new exchange, could be Binance, could be Kraken, could go to the moon, moon. No, I mean, it's probably going to be something similar to a Gate.io and Bit4X, and we're probably going to have something that's, what do you call it? A small catalyst, because any new market that you get to, if it's easier to buy, it's easier to buy. But if it's the same thing, like you have to transfer in Bitcoin from another place, and you can't just put in dollars into that, then that's going to be probably not much of a catalyst. If you're going to have the same thing as Gate.io or Bit4X, where you have to transfer, Bitcoin from Coinbase or Cash App into there, and then put it into USDT, and then buy OMI, yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, I got 10 likes. Thank you guys for that. And have Bitcoin out of there. I don't know what happened there. Then that's one thing. That's something that okay, that's a horse of a different color. That would be a big catalyst because it's much easier to buy. A lot of people don't like Bit4X or Gate.io or Sendex. They're scared of it because it's Bit4X because it's Chinese, and yeah. Moving on. Nimba Creation says, "What up, Randy? Finally caught you live." Oh yeah, Nimba, what's going on? Nimba reminds me of Flying Nimbus from Dragon Ball Z. Thanks, Nimba. Family's Kevin says, "So I guess my burn calculation does not take into account the 30% fees. Not sure exactly how that figures into the burn, but yes, several hundred million burned today." Well, no, because the 30% fees, that's just from people putting in money to get gems. That doesn't take into account that's not affected. The 30% fees aren't affected in the burn. Once you spend those gems, that amount of gems equal to $1, or dollars is burned. So the 30% fees only affect when you're buying the gems. That 30% fee is not affected when the gems are spent. So that's very, very good for us. Yeah. Maxwell Cook says, "I'm hoping OMI stays under 0.004 until the vinyls sell." Oh yeah, Maxwell Cook has these amazing like Beatles vinyls that are just out of this world. They're really cool. Collectors like wet dream for them, and they get them a little bit of money. And yeah, same. I feel you, buddy. I want to get this. I want to get this now. And again, I have no issue. Let's say if it's at 4 cents or even half a cent, or I'm sorry, 4/10 of 1 penny or even half a penny. I don't mind putting in 125 grand into that and then automatically going to 0.0025 the next day. 1/4 of 1 penny. I don't, because again, it's a long-term hold, and it's tokenomics are beautiful. The company is insane. Again, what I just monologued for 7 minutes, the first 7 minutes, that's why I have no issue what it does short term, because long term. Well, no, Q. That's down. Yeah, to the moon. Unless we're doing like Challenger. Jason Mack, what up, buddy? Mentioned you before. Bams Camping says, "Yes, I am sure." Wow, that's so much. 16,800 comments today. 3,800 ultra rares. I don't even know if I'm gonna try. Well, I mean, we're definitely gonna get it. We're definitely gonna get a lot of ultra rares. Then if we have a very good chance of getting an ultra rare then, because that's a lot. The last time we had 1/4 of that, give or take, and now we have much more. One Ship says, "What's up from Connecticut, USA?" I got a couple friends in Connecticut. One of them in East Hartford, West Hartford, not Hartford, the rich area. They are snobby. No, JK, they're cool. Yeah, Connecticut's a fun place. Maxwell Cook says, "I'm enjoying BitForex since you can set your buy and sells and then check back later without having to watch it closely." That's a good point too. And especially if you're busy and just like, listen, based on technical analysis, based on the chart, if I buy here, if it hits down to here, that's a good buy. So you don't have to wait for it. You could set it so that, buy here if it goes down there. And you could sell up here if you want to take profit, either or you could put in that stop loss saying like, okay, yeah, if it gets down to here, sell, because that means it's going to go to poop. I would at that point, again, if you're really busy and can't really watch it, same. But I just buy whenever I have. Oh man, I just buy whenever I have money. So that's just a little blurb from me. That's what I do. Cool Sheet says, "Sup, our dog, when multimillionaire?" Depends how much you put in. If you have 2 million OMI, maybe 5 years, you go in and you'll be able to, when it reaches $1, you'll have $2 million. So that's multimillionaire at that point. Again, could take not as long, could take longer. No idea. Crypto sales are great. Yeah, Krypton55. This is one of the best times to be alive. This is one of the best times to buy, in my opinion. And that's just we're all getting very lucky. Now I know some people that bought in at like 0.008 or even a penny. Maybe they just started watching my videos after they bought. Probably feeling a little screwed right now. Wrapped helically on an axis and incline point. Yeah, they're probably feeling not so good. But I promise, like, again, I would have no issue buying at $1. I'm sorry, not $1, a penny, and then it going down here, because it's a long-term hold. We've had other guys put in 6 figures at that time, and them mentioning it in other videos, saying like, I wouldn't buy this because this and this. It's not like this over here, which is attached to a real project. It's very real. It's got awesome fundamentals. I forget that guy's name, but he's the one that put 150 grand in when it was around a penny, or something like that. He only has like 16 million coins. It was like 0.009. It was very close to a penny. Kurt955 says, all these kids on their video games, when they start getting paid from the cubicle jobs, they will buy attention online. Yeah, that's another thing that why this is going to be here forever, because it's not like shoulder. It's not like you have these let's say amiibos, like Nintendo tried amiibos back in the day, and they didn't, and they were popular for the people that did the amiibo hunting, but it's not like these, figurines that you choose to collect, and you have to buy ones that you could play with and ones you can collect and watch it sit there. It takes up room in your house. It doesn't. You could have, a life-size Batman thing on your phone, but then it's in AR, and it's freaking beautiful. It's so cool. The artwork on these are different. They're amazing. They're and kids right now that have it will have those memories, and they will grow up. So this is going to be a multi-generational thing, very similar to Pokemon, where again, I'm pretty sure they have Pokemon anyway. Haven't officially announced it, but not just Pokemon. Well, that's another thing. Getting Pokemon into another generation of collectors, which a lot of kids, they do collect the cards, and Target is no longer selling the cards because Team Rocket has gone in and mostly, honestly, it's mostly with sports collectors that are being rough with each other and intimidating each other for the cards. Oh my god, really, guys, come on, grow up. But these kids and these adults as well, all ages are collecting right now, and as these people grow up and they get big boy jobs, and they, let's say people that are in college right now that are living on a budget and they have no money, they buy an uncommon. They buy all these uncommons because they're cheap, like 10, 20, 40 bucks, whatever. When they get big boy jobs, and they will, and they're starting to, they could spend, I think, $1,800 a month is the average of expendable income that people have in America. Again, that's just America, but this is a global thing. In just America, where you have that much money, again, on average, each month, after you paid your bills, after you paid for whatever, that's what you have expendable income. That's a lot. That is a lot each month. And if you're, again, young and single like I was when I was collecting all these Pokemon cards, and I did not have anyone, I didn't have any obligation. And let's face it, a lot of people in the collectors industry like I was, the ones that are nerds like me, we are single. We don't have anyone to spend it on. So that's what we'll do. We'll spend it on collectibles, on what we love, on what gives us that feeling, that nostalgia. And why, like I said, Earth 2 is going to be so great is because a lot of millennials don't have a place of their own. If they do, they're in a lot of debt. But in Earth 2, you could make that place whatever you want. It's going to be similar to Animal Crossing, is that you have a bunch of things and you can island, whatever. But it's not as limited as Animal Crossing, where you only have a certain amount of space. You can have as much space as you want. Buy cheap tiles wherever. And you can even rent them if you don't want to buy them. If you worry that if I buy in this location, maybe I won't have enough for this location, you want to save up for a new release or a new country. Do that. And if you want to be like an uncontacted tribe and just have your own little area, nobody knows, you can do that too. If you're old and cranky and you just want a place you can drink some daddy sodas and relax, listen to good music, you can do that as well. And then go down to the local dive bar that Chavez Topia will have. It's going to be great. Card Fives, I feel like esports is still a baby. Yeah, oh god. So that's the other thing. Older people, I was talking to my dad and his friends yesterday, and they're all in their 60s, and they all really like sports. They are sports fanatics. What they do, what they identify as, is sports. Again, which is great for us because Veve has contracts with NFL and MLB. But they're not on DraftKings. They're not. That's too new of a technology for them. What they had back in the day was, or what they still do, is they have sheets. They have a little pool going on, their friends or the community that they live in, and they say hey, we're going to do a pool. You pick the teams that you think are going to win on these days, and you bet, $20, but nothing big. You do that each week. They do that each week with football, and from that, so they're already gambling. People already like to gamble. They already like sports, but they do it such an old school way, like an old school bookie way, and they're not doing it online. So over the next 20 years, because people I used to work with are all 40. They were all on DraftKings in their 40s. In the next 20 years or 30 years, when those people kind of die off, and the younger, not young, but younger people in their 40s are going to be that age, they're going to still be using DraftKings. They're going to still be using that, and the amount of people that are going to be using the online virtual reality stuff is only going to grow, because that's what a lot of these kids are growing up with, and they're not just going to stop. Like a bunch of people that were born in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and they grew up in the 80s, whatever, and they have nostalgia for the way things were, but they also, I think, in their mind know that it's never going back. It's never going back to that place. And they are products of their time, stuck with dealing with people that are also products of their time, that are newer, and there's also going to be people that are ahead of their time. So you have this thing where the amount of people, the grower base, let's say right now, if Veve only accounts or only has half the population, that would be interested in it. That's only going to grow because the people that aren't interested in it are mostly older and they're going to die off. Same thing with Earth 2. It's only going to get bigger. Pokemon's only going to get bigger. Earth 2, Veve, Bitcoin, all these different things. That's only going to happen. They're only going to get bigger the next 20 years and beyond, just because the people that are not interested in it will die off. But that being said, there's always going to be people that are not interested in it. There's always going to be the Chads. There's always going to be the Beckys, the really super popular people that just aren't into video games, aren't into collectibles. They're out there living their best life, but we'll make more money. So, Famous Cam says his son goes nuts for amiibos. Are they still a thing? I haven't been on the scene of amiibos in a long time, but I remember a few years ago, my friend Joe would be like, "Yeah, I'm amiibo hunting. We gotta go here. We gotta go here. Gotta see what amiibos are around." I was like, "Bro, you all right?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, good." Hey, Chef Arthur, how's it going? Ooh, Buster's Garage. Howdy. He says, absolutely, I know a guy that was buying up all the vintage 1970s Subaru parts. He was single and prepared to eat beans for the parts. Being married disallows the sustaining of oneself on beans. Absolutely correct. Marriage or being with someone in general, for all the amazing positive things that it brings, I like the stability of the relationship I'm in. I love her, but for all the stability that it brings, it's that a lot of your time and a lot of your wallet is spent on that. Like, do you think I normally go out and treat myself to a nice Mexican restaurant? No, I never do that. I do that because you don't want to just sit inside all the time with a girl. You got to show her a good time, or she'll leave you. But yeah, a lot of time and a lot of money is spent on relationships, and when you do that, it takes away from your other projects. It takes away from your other things that you want to do. And again, not saying that you're not growing in a relationship. You always are, because you're always learning. But again, it does take sacrifices, a little that. You have to make sure it's worth it. For me, it is right now. Kurt Ham55 says NFTs are like 30 to 50-year game. To be honest, got to consistently seek good ones. Yeah. Like I said, and yeah, short term you could take these ultra rares and flip them. You did last week for 5 or 6x immediately. You did that. These ones you might not be able to, because there's a lot more. There's 4.5 times more this week than there were last week as far as ultra rares. But yeah, it's a long term thing. There's only a couple 100,000 users at this point. When this 10x's and it gets to a couple million users, maybe by the end of the year, a lot of these are going to go up in value, and that's just from that. More people are going to get on this and are going to collect. And again, a lot of these people are kids right now that are asking for mommy and daddy's money that just maybe they don't have it. I mean, back in the day, none of our parents had money. That's just not what happened. You scraped up like a week's or a couple weeks allowance if you were lucky enough to get allowance, and you bought a $5 pack of Pokemon card. You think some of these parents are going to spend $40 on something you can't even see because they don't understand it? No, they're not going to do that. Again, but some of them are used to it. Again, that's the world we live in. Parents are a little younger and they understand, okay, Fortnite skins, this and that. And some people have a little bit of money. They're middle class, they have that. They said they still put amiibos out regularly. That's so interesting. And the YouTubers that my almost 5-year-old watches makes him need to have them. If we don't get them before they sell out in stores, I'm screwed. Oh no, poor Family's camping. Um, so we have a. I started this off with Blondie, so there's a half hour, so I'm going to definitely shout out the Patreon members again. Thank you guys for 10 likes. Let us go with. She's a lucky, she's a star. No, I'm not going to do that one. I'll do, wishing that heroes they truly exist. I cried watching the days. Sorry, a little bit of Britney Spears in there. I was trying to think of that one from the Lizzie McGuire movie because the Tide is High was on the first on, but I fudged up. Anyway, moving on. Maxwell Cook says, make sure you have gems. Don't lose track of time. Bye, Dashy. All right, goodbye, Maxwell Cook. Yeah, 100%. And that's going to go on in 15 minutes. So I'll leave in like the next 10 minutes. I'll continue answering some questions those might have. Lizek Kalinowski says, might I ask you about how many OMI do you hold and what price did you buy it at? I have 5.75 million OMI right now. And I started buying at like 0.007, bought up to 0.008, and then I've just been buying all the way down. So I could not tell you exactly where my dollar cost average is. I don't know. I spent like 25,000, 20-something thousand, give or take. And that's something where, okay, well, I have a good amount of it, but not nearly as much as I want. Like I said, I want well over 20 million. I want close to 30 million if I can get it. I have 125,000 that I'm gonna put in there. It was 150, but I was gonna put 150 in Bitcoin and OMI, but I'm gonna do 125 each. Not because I believe in it less, but just because I want that extra 50K for the Earth 2 coin when that comes out. And a lot of people will be like, crazy. Which again, this more than half of my net worth will be going into these three things, and that's right now. But again, I believe that these long term are Bitcoin's already proven it's a multi-trillion-dollar thing, or at least $1 trillion market cap. But Veve and Earth 2, in my opinions, will be $1 trillion market caps as well in their own right, because that's the industry that it's in. And you want to kind of not hope, but if there is a downturn, if there is a bear market, innovative, disruptive industries like Earth 2 and Veve will thrive. That's what always happens. It happens with Tesla during the pandemic. Historically, that's just what happens. They thrive. My conviction is as high as ever. I get more conviction each day. That's just what happens. So the dollar cost averaging, I have no idea what I bought it at. I'll probably do that for Earth 2 coin though. I'll probably say like, all right, I'll probably keep a chart. I bought like $10,000 worth here. I'm gonna put as much as possible can at first, and then keep it going. I don't think again, what I'm buying is I'm buying and holding. I don't really sell. The only way is if, like, let's say they start off the Earth 2 coin at a penny, and then they start off at a penny per coin, and then it goes to $1. Okay, well, 100x my money. I'm probably going to take half off the table, and then rebuy when it goes back down, because that's a lot. Over 100x in like that's a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it has happened before. My neighbor Alice, that happened as well for that crypto, Alice. That happened in stocks, Enzalytics, ENZC, that happened inside of a month. It more than 100x. So this is something that it has happened before. I'm not saying it will with Earth 2, but I definitely see like a 10x going from where it starts. Just because we have a lot of whales that are much bigger than me. Again, I am a baby whale. I am a baby whale, a midget whale, or short person whale. I'll leave it at that. Freedom Mercury says, I try to sell now my gaming laptop to buy more OMI. It's hard to do, but it's, like I said, fudge! Oh, my knee. Actually, I got yesterday on sale this is my breakfast. This is my meals for the next couple of hours. The day is fresh mozzarella. It was $4 for what is 16 times 70. So you got about the 740. So about oh, nice. It's 420. About 1,120 calories for $4.
Not as much as you can get at Taco Bell, but this is much healthier. So do that and buy more OMI. That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping everything low, buy more OMI, buy more Bitcoin, buy more tiles in Earth 2. Do that all the time. Family's Cam says, oh, hey, do you know if Arya is selling everything in Earth 2 on God Gaming yesterday? Said he was running for. No, that was a joke. They had said that he put in like 40 something $1,000, and what he had done, because he was very smart and strategically bought these um, really good locations like Wall Street and these big hotels and buildings and all that. And what he did was the things that were only worth this much at the time would selling them for this much. So I mentioned that he told me 2 days ago, and I mentioned that on Guidebook Gaming. I said, hey, yesterday our realty sold another $4,000 building, property, and they made a joke like he's running for the hills, but no, he's very smart. He's actually sold more than what he put in. And what it means is if he put in 40 something $1,000, he made more than 40 something $1,000. And he still has over 100 something thousand tiles. He's still worth over $500,000 in Earth 2. He just was able to strategically take his original investment off the table and have so much left. He is a brilliant mother flapper, that guy. Whereas me, I just buy and hold. I don't take any profit ever. So yeah, that's something that I 100% agree with him. But he's definitely not running for the hills. He just took his initial investment off the table of 40 something $1,000 while still having these amazing much money in there. Again, over $500,000 in Earth 2 net worth, and then still having well over 100,000 tiles. So the dude is, yeah, insanely smart. Nice, yeah, good moves. Yeah, 100% good moves. That yeah, is a hero of mine. And again, that's why I have no issue in a couple of years starting a real estate company with him, because he knows what the heck he's doing. He knows how to do those things in a good manner. If you find someone that is smarter than you, spend as much time as you can around them, because they're going to bring you up to their. They don't come down to your level. They bring you up to their level. So if you're consistently the dumbest person in the room, that's good. It's good. I try to be as much as possible. Like when I was in that high risk lending business, spend as much time as I could around my partner Dan, business partner. And I still, because he's a lot smarter than me and he's had all this experience. He's also a little older. He's 40. He'll be 41 next month. Yeah, if you do that consistently, you'll just consistently learn things, and just being around that thought process. That thought processes of, okay, well, yeah, just being open-minded in general, and being able to also, like, I've never had a really truly intelligent, person like really ever like talk down to me. It's always been like the people that have, like, maybe they specialize in one thing, but they're like pretty dumb overall. Those are the dill holes. But a lot of people that are like really smart and they have a lot going for them, they're usually the nicer people. Just usually, my opinion. But outside of that, we got 7 minutes left, so I'm gonna bounce because we got about 6.5 minutes left before that drop from Veve. So everyone say bye-bye to Dashi, bye-bye Dashi. I love you all. Pray for my shoulder. I don't know what the heck I did to it, but yeah, I love you. Goodbye. Meow, meow.